Hi everybody, Dima is at work. I just was out for some groceries and I finally got our home internet that will be good because, as somebody already knows, probably we have invested in a GoPro. And we had basically used all our money on that, like took a chance and like we're gonna be YouTubers and we need some quality videos. Hi chica! And yeah, we have one good long vlog up with GoPro and we want, like, you know, not just make small short but quality videos. I have wanted a good camera like since I was a kid, so finally 34 I have a GoPro, but our internet did not manage to hello baby girl, hello baby girl, did not manage to the next video we have been doing, it would be like 2 hours, so we're gonna go like a day in a live vlog. So the next video is about 2 hours. I have been trying to upload like for weeks now, and it's not working on this internet. So 5G, I'm sorry, here we come. Lord, protect us if there's any bad radiation or anything, because I have been a bit afraid, I must admit, for the 5G. I have heard like some birds dying around, masses around them, so I hope it's not because of that. But if we have it or the neighbors have it, we're still around it, so we cannot probably avoid it anyway. So yeah, I hope I'll manage to know how to make the internet work today and finally upload the second like long big good quality video on YouTube where I show you how I make herb tea and how we take a walk at Varte. And I make some tofu, so it's a long like 2 hours video, like people can just like put on at home to feel somebody's talking with them, as I like to do sometimes when I'm just alone home with Chixon. I like some YouTubers like Coco Girl lately, actually, very much. Recommend. But yeah, I have put it on my Danish small YouTube, but now we're going all in English so everybody can understand, because I'm Polish. Dima is from Latvia. And yeah, we live in Denmark, so we're going international now, and you're gonna go all in with this channel. And what was I thinking? I'm sorry, I'm multitasking, it's not me. I'm still bringing in the groceries. Oh yeah, actually, I said it on the Danish, but I want to say it on this one. You know, Denmark, as in a lot of countries, we have like a homeless paper. And I have survived on that if you had no money, or when we shared one small welfare here in Denmark, because it's hard to actually, people think Denmark is good and we have like good welfare system, and Denmark is good in many ways and lovely people, and you know, I'm happy I'm in Denmark, that's not it. But when not everybody can get welfare, and when you are immigrant, when you are from different country, you cannot the first 10 years. You need to have work for a few years first, you know, have paper for stay and working. You cannot just come here and be homeless and expect to get a welfare check, and that is fair enough, but 10 years, you know, and that's 10 years after you have got your papers, and just to get work permit and CPR, even if you do all by the book, it can be very hard and take years. Dima waited for 2.5 years just to get a work permit, so he was not even able to work if he knew he might want to stay here, because you cannot work illegally, because if you don't pay taxes you can actually get deported for that. So deportation immigration laws are really strict lately, especially last 10-20 years. There have been much regulations, so that part I do not agree with. But we are here, and that's why he's not so often in the videos, but he wants to be a part of it. He was working hard so we could afford the GoPro camera. I have more in the scooter, wait. So yeah, so he will be in the videos when he can, when he has the energy, but now he's working very, very hard so we can stay in this beautiful apartment, because I do have a welfare, yes, but there are laws. For example, if you're married you get less, and we cannot live of that welfare and I'm so blessed I even have it. I'm so thankful because we could not manage with his work alone, and I'm not the best at working. I don't have much education. There's a lot of stuff I just cannot do because I have been through human trafficking, and I'm doing well, but I really struggle with people telling me what to do, and I'm not gonna be a part of anything. I'm not gonna like be a part of like slaughterhouses. A lot of broke people, when you can find a job in Denmark, when you don't have education, when you have been homeless, if you have been a prostitute or a criminal or whatever, don't get a chance with good work. You can be in a slaughterhouse on like heavy lifting, hard stuff, and you need at least have driving license for half of it and have better health and even plant-based diet. And God has shown me miracle and healed a lot in me. I still am recovering, not walking much on my leg. That's why just to get groceries, I cannot walk 2 kilometers back and forth as I could once. So that's why I'm so happy this commune here has boarded me. This one after I was hospitalized and operated 3 times. So sometimes it's very helpful to live in Denmark, and it also depends what personal help you and what time of the law it is, because I have also been walking the streets of Denmark and not even able to work when the system and another different commune, Copenhagen, where it's actually my home commune, treated me not so good, kept me homeless for a long time, did not want to help me to find an apartment and help me with a welfare I could live off. But I met Dima in homelessness actually too, at Sundholm, where we started actually sharing some stairs together where he was sleeping, where it's now raining and it's close to toilet and close to other homeless people we know. And I did not want to live in the women's shelter anymore I was at, because there was a lot of addiction and smoke and violence. Even where women live, there's a lot of that. When you put like 40 women in one building and have too little personal, shit happens. So especially when the lockdowns came, I was not compliant. I'm a free person. I cannot have people tell me to wear a mask, take tests and medication. I do not want to. I have been through forced medication, stuff like that. So not gonna happen. So I chose to sleep on the streets because I didn't want to comply with all this isolation and the vaccine. It was like in Denmark, they said, we're gonna give the old and poor the vaccination first. And I'm like, you're not gonna test on me again. No. So I had to like go for the streets for the freedom. And when God closes a door, it's only because he will open a better one, guys. I promise you that. I slept on the streets for longer than ever, first in the lockdowns. But, do you want to go out? Yeah. But I met my now husband, and yeah, we lived off one welfare in the beginning and sold a little bit who's to be. And I'm like, I feel God saying talk, even though people judge people who are or been homeless or especially been in prostitution and judge often the woman and don't even think about it. Sometimes there's a human trafficking situation where people force them into that. That's how I began. It wasn't of my free will. That's how it all started. I will tell you guys about it much more some other time. But we could not, even when a lot of the restrictions stopped in Denmark, we could still not sleep at a shelter, because in Denmark they have so we slept a lot on the street, and he took care of me on the streets. Because even before him, I shortly one thing I learned in life from being homeless on and off a lot, and sometimes also slept on the streets before, but mostly tried to be on sofas and stuff like that. But I stopped that because men think often when they take a woman home, if she's not telling you she's homeless, but just says, oh, okay, can I sleep here tonight? But don't think any hanky-panky. Still some men think hanky-panky. I think they can just take you. Or when you are homeless, people can steal from you, especially women, they experience rape and stuff like that. And I have tried that. I know life. So I learned, okay, I wanted to stay out for my freedom, but I didn't want to... yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, and we wanted actually to find a place together. When we found each other, he protected me on the streets. Now she's not violent or anything like that, but I guarded down, because I even got, look at me, I'm a hippie, I'm vegan, but I will admit I have been in fights in the streets. You learn sometimes that you need to get a bit tough and have a bit of attitude on the streets. when you're a girl, and you need to sometimes be ready to fight back if you not want to be the one used and abused all the time. So when I met Dima, I was like highly PTSD, highly like nobody gonna touch me, and he was like big, physically built. So I was like, and he was a good person. I saw he was not taking drugs, he was not smoking. The only thing he was doing are drinking a bit, and who does not when they sleep on the streets, you know? Especially if it's too long time. And he does not do it now. No, he can control it when we're in an apartment. It was hard in the beginning. Just to switch over to like apartment life, and yeah, this is the internet from the oyster. Hope this will work, and I hope I can. Yeah, I'll probably will be able to upload this on. This is on my phone, but you know, I have the GoPro camera. It's gonna be much better. But yeah, that's how we met. What I was actually wanted to tell you, it was I'm gonna wait with the internet so I'm done with this video. But what I wanted to say was that I started talking a lot and writing on Facebook, on YouTube. My old little Danish YouTube, it's like been up on for years, but I don't even have 300 subscribers, and been trying to talk on Facebook. And I was like, Lord, I feel like I should talk and like tell people this is happening in Denmark too, and don't judge the girls, judge the man. I want to like speak to the girls, like warn them also by my story. If you want, don't go in this industry by yourself if you're considering it. It's not like the pretty woman story in the television most often, and men who go to this woman, please stop. If you are one of those who has been doing that, please stop. It's never too late to stop, but you never know when you're hurting a girl. You never know when you're raping a girl, even if she doesn't look raped like in a movie, because it's like acting, you know. You have to do it to survive sometimes. So you never know, even if you ask. People ask me, are you okay with it? I said, yes, I was not. So just so you know, that's why I'm sharing, to warn the girls, to tell the man, please stop. God will forgive, but you need to repent and stop, change your ways. And people are addicted of this. Girls are addicted of the money, and because they don't. Often girls don't choose because they want it. Often they are broke, cannot work and study at the same time, or been broke or homeless since they were kids. Like they're kids of broken homeless people or something like that. So it's not, you know, it's not a career choice small girls dream about. It's like of desperation. It's because they need bread on the table and don't trust in the Lord, and try to find salvation in money, and try to find salvation in themselves, instead of sometimes trusting and maybe asking for help, or trying to be broke for some time and live an honest way. And trust me, now I had a lot of years I avoided the streets. Streets are not easy to be at, but trust me, we are still struggling financially. Dima is not speaking Danish. Also, we are both former homeless. He's the only one working, and he's not like, he earns like half of what a regular Danish person gets in a job, half, maybe even less, or half. I think we're up there. You know, a lot of Danish people, I think they get like about 20,000 a year, a month, about, and he's like last month, because he had 3 weeks vacation. He only got 7,000 Danish crowns, and 7.5, and yeah, the richest months he has had. It is like 13. I think once he tried, when he was like working a bit too much, was too hot for him, he got 14,000, and that, you know, that is such an upgrade in our situation. But we will still struggle financially, and we do what we gotta do, you know. I try to paint and sell paintings on the street sometimes. I do not sell the homeless paper anymore. I do not. I'll hide it to the more poor people, and I was a bad salesman. I'm telling you, I never sold the papers. I have been there out for days sometimes without selling, and sometimes when I did, like, my record is 5 papers a day. But the writing people liked and encouraged me to do. People said many times, write a book, and I'm doing it, but I think it's going to take some years, guys. So I started doing some articles, and one of them was like in the like on the front page of Usubi, the homeless paper I also started selling. But I not only shared my story, I also wrote the article, you know, like a amateur freelance journalist. But I only have like put something in that, or like a little homeless flyer here. It's not, I have not been like in big papers in Denmark, but this is actually a big paper. Everybody almost knows it in Denmark. It's about homelessness and social problems, but it's actually a good paper. I think it's pretty cool that I had like some side story in it, and they gave me so much spot, and I wrote way too much, so I actually thought it was bad. And they had to cut some stuff out, but they said it was so good, they actually gave me 2 months pages. So I had a story in October last year, and then, was it some November also, or something like that? Do I have a number 2? Yes. And then I had, so, and it's once a month it comes out. So 2 months I had a story in it. And even though not many people found me on YouTube or Facebook, some people do follow me. But you know, I'm not like, I don't have like marketing skills, and I don't have like what a paper can give you a voice. Even if they do change up a little bit or cut something out or avoid some words you have been used. It's people have been starting noticing my story and understanding that life is hard for some people in Denmark. Because a lot of people think, oh, Denmark is a rich country, we have only homeless who want to be homeless, but it's not true. We have homeless who don't want to be homeless. We have people struggling in apartments too. Even when you get a welfare, not everybody get it, but when we do get it, it's often not enough money if you don't have like any support system. If that is all you have, and it's often when you end there, it's all you have. You cannot have anything on your account. There's like the last way is to get this. To survive, but you cannot often, if you have like bills and food and need transportation to the doctors or to whatever the system wants you to do for this, because people think also it's for free, you do nothing. But no. Every time I have getting welfare, I have had to like, they tell me to try go works and put me here and then I don't care about if you're vegan or something like that. Dima he's also vegan. He's been in like a fishing factory. And you know, it will never be a success story like that. When you help people try find work, at least like this, what he's doing now, it's physically hard. It's like cleaning toilet, cleaning outside, outdoor, taking like plants out of where they should not be. It's a hard job, but it's in line with his personal values. So I've been a lot through that stuff too. Now I have like peace. Now I have got like a pension. It means I don't do any terror attack on Denmark and don't somehow get a normal job and can like provide for myself, I will not lose this. But it's still not, it's like the highest you can get today if you're married, I think. Well, also I think immigrants get a little less. I'm not sure because people get different amounts, but I don't get the biggest amount. I'd get like 11,000 a month or something. Some people, it has been, so people, even when they do have this, if they got it like 20 years ago, some get like, and they're not married, they get like 17,000. And if they have a small, cheap apartment, then some can like survive and be okay with that. But a lot of people are not. And we, for example, got this beautiful apartment, and it's still just like all my money goes like for the bills, for the heat, water, apartment. And when you are homeless, you often end there because you were broke. So I also like owe some money to the system, and yeah. So yeah, life been hard, and I'm trying to do whatever I do, and I also like did not do this for money, but I just did it, and they put my story in, and look, this is the second month, and they actually, there's something I did not even know, but they have a homeless paper. Not just, I thought it was mostly like in Scandinavia. I thought we did not have it in Poland. Maybe we do, I don't know. But I just learned that we have like a homeless paper in 92 countries. Guys, it's like, it's a thing, and it's helping people in bad situations. So then you can, like in Denmark, you can buy a paper for 25 crowns and you can sell it for 50 crowns. And it's not that much, but if you have nothing, it can help. It helps us like gain money to like get this apartment. And that is also something people don't know. People think if you are homeless, the system will just give you an apartment. Not true. I've been homeless on and off for many, many years, and every time I found an apartment, I actually had to raise the money myself. So you raise the money by putting aside from the welfare bit every month. And okay, it was not, it's gonna be for different video. This was because of this story, but this story was so good. It was like, I don't know who should be chosen to be like the best of the year or something. They like choose one. I was like nominated. Who should be paper was nominated. They have like some prizes thing where you can get a prize, and it's not in Denmark. Yeah, But the Danish paper was invited to I don't even know where this place is who's doing it. I'm so sorry, I know nothing. But I can put it, I want to take stuff out at the same time. We're gonna try some vegan tuna, new stuff. But chicken, chill pill, relax. Chicken. Very cool. Can we have some respect here? Hierarchy, brother. I'm the lioness here. Hi. Chica. Not so much yelling. Go in. No, not if you're just gonna yell. No, and I'm closing again. As we have had some complaints from the neighbor, and I really don't want to give the problem, so we need to, like, when she's flipping out. She's not doing it every day, but she's getting old and weird. I don't know what is happening. Yeah. But they got nominated, and out of 92 countries, guys, I think I said it like in Danish and I wrote it on our Facebook, Dima and Nat also, but I had to say this once more time. I thought I was like worth nothing, and I once could not be used for anything that my body once thought, and now I'm getting old, a little bit fat, and now I'm not worth anything. I have struggled with that really, with some confidence, and this is a great confidence boost. They actually were in Liverpool, was it? And Usopi did not even invite me along because they did not think, that Denmark will win out of so many countries. But they did win out of 92 countries for the best article of the year 2023. It was my story. And it's only the stories from the homeless people they choose, because the papers often let homeless people write their own stories. So it's not from the journalists. Some of the work is pure journalism and like professional stuff, but it was only like from their own stories. People who are homeless or former homeless wrote the stories. And out of 92 of that kind of people in the world, they won a prize for my story. So congratulations to Who's for B for coming on the map. It's so cool, and especially since I don't feel I have a voice and did not have, I've been through, not been treated good by my parents. I had a pimp boyfriend. I have had, men in my life who has not been treating me right, and not when you like struggle with homelessness on and off since you're a kid. Getting highly educated and get a good job also begins to be very, very hard in many ways, and people don't give people like me a chance often. Even when I tried, often I can find something few hours here and there, or I can like join and help for free, but to find a job that pays, it's hard. Even Dima, who can actually physically work, it's hard, and he has some pains, and it's hard. He's been homeless like 20 years of his life, so even though he's 47 and vegan and not smoking, his body is tired, but he can manage better than me. And I actually struggle with feeling useless, but I can write. They won a prize for that. It's not that like they become millionaires, anything. They just like got a statue, but congratulations to them. I think that's so cool, and it was very nice for me to find out, to like wake up a few days ago from a message from, I should probably keep it like this, from the paper, not journalist, but the director from the paper texts me, we're in Liverpool, we just received the prize for your story. I was like, what? That's so cool. So yeah, people are starting to hear my voice, but they did take some stuff out of the story. I did not appreciate that. Because when girls talk, it's dangerous for us. If the man out there who sold us does not want us talking, or does not want to be in jail, and he's not in jail, no justice has been done, and not much justice is happening in Denmark. It's very hard to put a person like that in jail in Denmark, because selling sex is actually legal. I think the illegal part is buying it or something like that, or like, yeah, if you sell somebody else. And he did that, but it's hard to prove. And his story, his version was always like, we were a couple and we did it both together, like through swinging it started. So it will be a hard case to win, and police has been called on him, and there has been a court case with him according to some other stuff he's been doing, like stealing cars. And the way I actually finally got out of this was because he was also breaking into houses. And in the end, in this crazy situation, he was an addict of drugs, at least then. So he needed money fast, and a lot of money, and he was not like finding a work, and as he was promising me that it was just for the beginning, it will stop. It just continued. So girls, even if a man tells you, oh, only just till we get an apartment, just for the deposit, I will find a work. Don't trust them. Don't trust a man ever telling you to sell your body and soul. He's a maggot. He's a disgusting person, and he needs to repent and stop it, or go sell himself. No man should ever ask you to sell your body and soul. He is not loving you. It's lies, lies, lies. Love does not require sacrifice. Jesus said, I desire mercy, not sacrifice. That is a big sacrifice to ask of your girlfriend, who you know already been through so much stuff in life. And they often look for like poor girls, desperate for money, who don't have a family who will miss them. I did not have much family. And the mother and few sisters I chose not to speak with them myself. So nobody was liking me. Nobody was missing me when I was like a year or almost two, or how, I don't know even how long time this relationship was. It was happening for all the relationships that I got out, and I got out thanks to a court case. And I was actually in the car with him doing like he was doing stealing from people, and I hated that. When I was homeless and broke, I tried like to sell paintings, I sold the homeless paper, or if I did steal when I was a kid and I was trying to find a job, I never stole for a person privately from a home or a person from his pocket. If I did, it was from a big supermarket chains that would not like, like money themselves for me doing that, and I don't recommend that. But if, when you need bread, that was the like way I did it. But he, he broke into houses, and I, in my situation, thought I would rather like take with him out when his body did not have time to do it and he needed money, rather than he would sell me more, because it started happening more and more often. In the beginning it was like once in a while, and then it was more and more often, and it was like less asking me, and it's terrible. And when I said no, I want to stop, he was not respected then. When he said in the beginning, he was such a gent, you whenever you want, if you don't want the prices you want, the man you want, only free sums. But that it like over time became hardcore me, and less prices and less asking me, and I was crying, I'm not doing well, this needs to stop. He would not want to like me to break up with him and go. This is crazy situation, guys, you can come into. If a man ever is ready to sell you, just run. It will only get worse. But yeah, I just wanted to tell the story and to stay tuned. And yeah, it is cool my story get out there, but with media, sometimes they misunderstand, need to cut something out, or like I don't know if they were afraid of him. So I actually said some stuff. I said he was Danish. I said he had like blue eyes, and that he did not look like, I did not mention his name. When I'm keeping myself safe, I believe, from him now, is by not telling his name or address. Like I'm telling my story, but I'm not telling his name. I'm not trying to put him in through a court case. I'm not trying to put him in jail. I just want to speak and my voice to be heard, and I deserve that. And I did not even think I deserved that for once, and carried a shame that was not mine to carry. I'm done. God has taken the shame. God has forgiven any of my part in this, for not saying stop earlier, whatever. Stop judging yourself, girls. If you ended there, been there, or there, think of yourself. Don't judge yourself. They're manipulating you. It's their fault. They are the bad guy. It's not you. And you should be able to speak. Of course, there might be a situation where you need to be smart. In the beginning, I did not. I'm in a better situation, and I even, did some sports so I can protect myself better. And it is actually a chance, but I believe God is protecting me, telling me to speak. I'm just not selling his information, but I did wanted people to understand, because some people are a bit racist in Denmark. Not all, but some are. And often in those situations, they're like, oh, he probably was black, or he probably was an Arab, he probably was like immigrant, we should deport him. But no, he was plain Danish local guy. He had a good mother and father. He was not even like a boy from the streets. He chose the streets and criminality, but he was not even like in a desperate situation as I was when we met. So there is no excuse for this abuse. There just is not. So I speak now, but I actually wish you guys please to like and follow and share this channel, because I would like it to be my words, my story, the way I put it, not how people put it, because they want to protect their paper against him. They don't want him to like. Sometimes homeless people do lie. I'm not saying, homeless people are like normal people. Sometimes truth come out. Sometimes people. This was a new redactor. She did not know me, so she took a chance with running my story. She was maybe afraid, like, jurisdically, if I was lying, if she would get problem as a paper, or this man would come after them. So yeah, she like they took out like most of the like trafficking situation stuff. I actually really want to warn people about, because it started with internet dating. It's not like in the movies always a big car and some 4 big men come and steal small girls. It happens to big girls. I was 20, 21, and he looked normal. He was very like sympathetic when you met him the first few times. Everybody very likable when you meet him first time. So it's not like okay girl, you've been stupid, why do you choose a guy like that? It's not like that. So I really wanted that part to be out, because it's not really just about me speaking. It's about me telling people, be careful. It could be your father, it could be your brother. This dude is a father, he is a son, he is a friend, and we lived a doubled life. People I met like when I tried school or jobs or neighbors, his family, his own mother did not know what a wicked man she had raised. She has no idea. When I left him and did not want to like come back, pick my own stuff up, his mother came for where I was at the moment and gave me some of my stuff. And I remember she thought I was so crazy, that I was like paranoid. Why couldn't I just like bring my stuff, take my stuff and pour this dude? And I was like, I was not in a situation to tell her anything, and I was afraid of him in the beginning. He wanted me back. He was like following me, trying to find me on Facebook. He even, when I ended on the streets at a woman's shelter, he some way I think knew where I was, because I did get some weird messages. So he was following me like in the beginning when I left him. So I was like, I need to like, for that situation, I just needed to like be careful myself and just get him, like lose him out of my life. So I did not even tell his mother, but I remember she thought, she like told me stuff like, I have been working with sick people, I know you're diagnosed, I know you're sick, and she thought I did like abuse some drugs. And I was like, girl, I'm not even smoking cigarettes, but I'm not gonna have this conversation with you. Now the only thing I do is cannabis, and in Denmark it's actually legal. I have even get it on prescription. It's just very, very expensive, so I'm actually like using much less now, or yeah, but then I didn't even do that. And I thought she thought I was crazy, and she was like, oh, probably good for you guys. He has a little bit trouble. He has a little bit ADHD, and you're like really sick. I heard you had borderline, and they did put borderline on me. Of course, when this man was driving me to the psychiatrist, and he was there doing the conversation when I was crying and laughing, and not really telling what was happening, because he was right there. They did give me borderline personality diagnosis instead of giving me PTSD and saving me, like noticing I was trying, like, psychiatrist. He could even manipulate psychiatrists, police. He was very manipulating. These people are very manipulating. You need to understand that. I cannot say this enough times. It's not like, try to like say something nice to get something out. It's like high level psychopath. This man is a psychopath. I don't know if he's diagnosed, but he should be. And he's not the only one out there like that. That's why I want to speak, and I want to say like some characteristics so people know that, I came to Denmark, and I was told the first many years, Denmark is the land of the free. Denmark is like the land of the opportunities, and the most happy people live here in Denmark, and it's all good. But we also do have bad people. You need to like protect yourself and listen to yourself. If there's any red flags, if something feels off, if somebody's not respecting these are like first signs. A no is a no. If a man says, no, you're so boring, why not? Come on. Which kind of normal man finds a girl who's struggling to find a place to live, has no family, already is like mentally challenged, because he knows, that's what he said when police came once, she's crazy, she did not take her pills, I'm sorry, I have the situation under control. I was like, please just take me away from this dude, I'm gonna tell you everything. But they did not take me away from this dude. They said, we are not taxa. So even I could have been actually saved a half year earlier if the police did do their work properly when I was 21. But they did not. I had to like run away from him. And people don't understand that. They think, okay, you can call the police. This doesn't happen, shit happens. So I'm telling my story, and I'm going to tell, I want this YouTube actually to be like happy vibes, to show people there's a life after the sex industry, there's a life after being homeless. We do have our struggles. Some struggles are very real. Like now, we would already have been broke even though he has a job, because he has been like on vacation for 3 weeks. So he was already broke. I was already like praying like, Lord, you showed me before that you can provide, and I trust in you, Lord. And I tried with the paintings lately. I even had tried to sell some plants on the street just a bit, and nothing was selling like in a long time. I have sold like 2 painting this year, like not so expensive. I was like, Lord, I trust you. But I could not see in the account how we're gonna like, I still don't have a car, I still don't have driving license. And I was like, oh, Lord, once again, we have been in an apartment for over 2 years, and I'm thinking how we're gonna like buy food for the rest of the month. And in this blessing, it's not because of the price, but it's because some man, he wrote our story, my story, and he actually wanted to bless me, but he was probably not able to bless me myself. And he knew of a fund in Denmark, and he like applied for the fund. And the House for B, the director, told me this, and she was like, Nat, I'm not sure if this is real, but this man says he like ask a fund for you to like get a little money, and I think this is legit and they want to give you some money. And I was like, for real? That's weird. And because I also like, for once I tried living by art. I tried to paint, and there was a, I need to sit down a bit, I'm sorry, but the light is better here. But there was like a situation what I'm saying, I'm sorry if I'm confused sometimes. My mind is like tennis. What was I trying to say? Yeah, this man, yeah, he applied for a fund, and I tried to apply to funds in Denmark too, because I had like, I have been married before when I radically got like, wanted out of this prostitution. Like in a year, I like wanted out of prostitution, became vegan, started believing in God. I met this Christian man who, the problem is when you live this life and you even sometimes tell someone they're like disgusted by you and then want to be a friend and then want to date you, it's hard to find a normal boyfriend then when you've been in this. And this man did not hate on me, and we turned actually I was about to get homeless if I did not sell myself anymore. And we actually got married. I moved into his house. The marriage ended after like about a year. I was so totally broken. We did healing and understanding, and there was we were not equally yoked. We were very far from each other. He was like saved for 16 years, and he was a former homeless, and there were some things he told me I was struggling with, and I'm not gonna tell his name or anything. Maybe some people know who he is. It was something I was like, I know God forgives you and I forgive you too, but he told me something he did in his past and didn't give me time for the healing, and I just broke down with what he wanted of me to take care of his son and the apartment and him. And I did not like receive like a pay like I do now, where I like have peace from the system. At least I had to like, they wanted me to like do some medication, and I wanted off medication. But when you get money from the system, they like make a plan, put you at work, and if the paper at the moment is like you cannot work, they do work trying, or make you do like some, you have to go to like psychologist, or in my case, because of what's written in my papers, I had to go to a psychiatrist, and they wanted to give me drugs. And I think the drugs made more like harm, damage than helped, for me at least. So I was struggling with that. They wanted, a lot of, I went from being a prostitute, barely like in an apartment a year, that has been on and off homeless since I was a kid, to be like, play a wife, a good Christian. I started serving in a church. I started helping him in his ministry. I like was studying the Bible. I had to still like take the pills I did not want to. It was like, it's 6 years ago or something like that. 7 years ago maybe. And I just needed healing and time alone. I didn't get it from the husband, the understanding, or from the system understanding. I just broke down, and I like went on the streets with nothing. Took my cat and dog and backpack and a bike, like a big Christian bike. I still actually have it here. I can show you guys. And I just went. And I struggled this time. It was hard. The older you get, it's harder to like find parties or friends you can sleep over at. So I lived in that actually. Slept in there with my dog and cat, or on the streets, or like in shelters, or like in you see, look, when I do, I'm trying to become a good grower with stuff. Now I have like aloe vera growing. Not everything is working for me. I try to sell for small money here, and you know, we try to manage as we can in an honest way. But yeah, I could not, when I had the painting place and when broke down with that and the ex, I could not, like, to make it survive, find any funding, or it was hard to even just find like people, because I wanted to be free for people to paint. Like, it was like for the poor, homeless, mentally challenged to come and paint for free. And I struggled financially, especially at the lockdowns, during the divorce. It closed, but this dude, God was ready to bless me with this dude. He got actually 15,000 Danish crown. I'm gonna tell you. So a few days ago, I had first time in my life 15,000 on my account, and that might not be much for people, some people, but for some people and for people like us, it was huge and it was a big help. It means we have food rest of the month, and you know, some of the stuff I'm packing out right now, and basically all we have in the fridge right now is thanks to this man, and he doesn't even know us, he just read my story. Thanks to him we have full fridge and everything, and still have money on our account, and gonna manage rest of the month. And we were still building our home, and what I invested in from this money, actually first I was thinking driver's license, but my leg is still not there. I do still some herb tea, and it might not always be, the way I'm probably not able to afford it, like in the way they want it to be done in Denmark always. So I'm not ready for driving, I think, maybe not, and it was not enough to driving license. I want the driving license. I even put this here and prayed over driving license, but I don't think it's time yet. And may he rest in peace. I also found out this dude, he's dead now, and it's still not enough of money. So I was like, okay, it's not for that. And I was actually for a moment ready to like go from the apartment, but instead we chose to invest in the apartment. So all these blankets, this and this, and the one over there, and this here, this, and this one with the dog, and these blankets, and the food here from the breakfast, and this blanket, and paying for this upgraded internet is like, it's a real good connection at home. Earlier we just used on the phone, or like the cheapest we could find out there, and was not really working properly for the uploading at least. So we got upgrade internet, and you know, I'm still not working much. This thing, we don't still have a car, as I said, and Dima's normal bike just even broke down. He uses to go for work, and yeah, this is I learned after I was at the hospital from the system. It's very nice, but I will have to give it back in like next month, in less than a month. So I was like, dude, how are we gonna do the shopping? Dima, when he works, he's a lot of days he just goes home, takes a shower, and eats and sleeps. So I need to do the shopping, and I still cannot walk. So I was like, okay, I cannot get the driving license yet, and before I get it, I need to, like, life goes on. I need to like go get packages or go get food. So I actually invested in it's not come yet, but I have bought, I will show you on the video, I have bought like løbehjul, one wheel running thing, and it's with a chair, because I still struggle with standing a long time, and I gained a lot of weight. I'm vegan, but I've been a lot on my sofa the last year, going through 3 operations, to like learning to walk properly, and yeah, I cannot walk more than like, you know, a bit at a time, and just started going in fitness again. So I'm like, you know, for a girl, I'm heavy. I'm over 90 kilos up on now, and I'm only 1.162 centimeters. So it's a lot. So I need to lose weight. I need to like go get groceries, and the fitness is too far for me to even walk to. but on some machines and stuff I can already like work a bit out. So I will lose the weight again, don't worry. It's not because you get fat of being vegan, it's because of the leg thing, and it's not because your legs get broken and you get bad bones of being vegan. It was a Muay Thai I was training for, like competition level already, because a trainer saw something in me. I was like, let's go all in. I actually just did it to see if God really did heal my back, as I believe he did, and took my PTSD, and both struggle like with contact, and before I struggled for many years with walking, actually with a lot of back pain. If you have that, it's hard walking also. So I got radically healed from that, I believe 2 years ago. Call me crazy, I believe God Most High has taken it away from me. Thank you, Lord. And I want to just test how healed I am. And the flesh got me a little bit, and I started to think I was gonna maybe earn a bit money on competition or whatever. I don't know what this was. I was taken over by the flesh a bit again. Like, I'm not saying people who do sports for fighting or bad people, but I don't think this was for me, and I misunderstood. I told God, because I had divine meeting with him, if you believe me or not, I told him I will speak the truth. I repented all my sin, and I prayed for healing, and it did not come overnight. I don't have answers for you why sometimes it does not come today, why sometimes God does not hear our prayers, or maybe we prayed for the wrong thing. He knows it's not good for us, or it's not the time. But 20 years of struggling with back pain and problems with the back and PTSD for at least over 10 years. They also say I have a diagnosed. They also say you will not get cured, and that's a wicked thing to say to people, because you can get cured. Miracles do happen. God is good. I don't believe I have PTSD anymore. Even if somebody should have, it should be someone who has lived like me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I still have PTSD. Take this guy into court and win money out of it. It is wicked. It is lies. God has. So I don't want questions like that. I'm happy. I'm free, and I am recovering. I am good. I am well. Of course, I do. Something is not PTSD. Also, I would say, because I don't think it is PTSD because you have been used and abused, and people can come from behind and attack you. If you have been homeless, you have sometimes tried, especially if it's over years on and off. If it's just like a few weeks, a few months, you can be lucky, live at a sofa, a good friend, nothing happens. But if you've been on the streets, if you've been many times out, stuff happened, and you learn how you survive. You learn how less bad stuff happened. So some of it, when I did talk to psychiatrists, when they did say this is a part of PTSD, I do not agree. I do not agree. And it's funny, a lot of people who has been both homeless or in prostitution or been in war, they do have PTSD or get it. I don't believe it's all PTSD. I don't believe everybody just gonna die with that feeling of feeling just terrible. You're like all the time in fear, all the time in survival mode, and that is sickness. But it is not sickness to be smart like I am. It is not sickness to say, okay, I will not say his name. It is smart. When I was sleeping on the streets, I learned, even when I had back pains, when I could train a little bit a place, I did try to do a little boxing or whatever, be ready to not just go kick people's ass, but if somebody wanted to kick my ass or rape me, I'll be a bit more ready. Sleeping smart places when there's a lot of people close to each other. Be careful your back so nobody steals from you. It's not PTSD, it's not being paranoid. It's to try to live life and know stuff happens, and you can prevent some of it, and you just are smart the way you live. I do that. I do not call that PTSD. And some people might think it's too much, and actually I wouldn't mind have a little job as long as it's aligned with my faith and veganism. I don't want to be a butcher or kill animals or but a few hours here and then I could probably work a little bit, but I don't know what God plans is. I told him, if you heal me and if I do get this pension, I give you my life, and I have given him my life. So if I do get a little job or something, if I don't feel God called me to it, or if I feel this is wicked, I cannot do anything that hurts people. I cannot do anything that hurts animals. And yeah, money is not everything. I'd rather be poor or homeless again. I would say that if that will happen. it has happened again earlier, so I know it's a possibility, but I trust in the Lord that in some way, somehow we will stay in this apartment, and miracles happen just like now, and it's not the first time. Yeah, so God is good. Have faith even sometimes when it doesn't look good. Smile to the world, and the world will not start smiling to you. And don't look for salvation in money. Don't look for salvation in a man. If you're seeking for truly salvation, it starts within. It starts in the spirit. Seek for God Most High and trust Him. Trust Him in the storm. Don't turn your back away on Him when it gets tough, when you're on the streets. The last time I went on the streets, it was as a Christian, and I was like yelling, God, where are you? How? Why? I'm trying to follow you, and still, I'm ended on the streets again. But this time I knew He was so real, because I have experienced it. I have experienced the darkness, and I have experienced the light. And Jesus, the one they call Jesus, Ahaya, Yeshaya, Messiah, Yeshua, that is the light, the truth, the one true, most high, living, good God. And I do believe when He incarnated, He was a bit more black than white. That's how He showed Himself to me. But I also have had a meeting where He did not show Himself to me as a person, or maybe He was behind like a light. But I knew this is the Savior, this is my source, this is my home, this is my Father, this is where I'm from. So, but I'm just saying, even though I'm white and naturally have white hair, and a white Jesus in the Catholic Church back in Poland has been preached to me, this is how I'm not like good at painting, but this is not Bob Marley, this is Jesus. This is my depiction of how Jesus like show Himself in the spirit for me. When I was actually homeless, I was a Christian and baptized at this point, but I was struggling. I was considering prostitution again, and the boyfriend I had short before Dima, that also was homeless, he was a strongly addict, and he was abusive. So our second time ended in an abusive relationship, and my mistake there was, not saying enough, again, no, and think about myself, not him. I felt sorry for him, so I let him stick around when I probably shouldn't, and just take care of myself. So I had like a crisis, and earlier in my life I would just think, okay, God is not real, God is not helping me, but I stayed strong in the storm. I read in different kinds of Bible and Bible apps, and listened to music, if it was like mainstream, like church music, free churches, or reggae, especially reggae. Something about reggae, or I don't know what it is. I really like that kind of Most High music. They often call him Jah in reggae music, but it's all him. It's the same person. Yeah. Just stay strong when it's hard. Stay strong. I know when sometimes a rich person tells you that, it's like you don't know life. It's easier said than done for you. But I'm telling you, I know life. I was already struggling with where do I sleep? Where do I eat? Where do I find protection? When I was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years, this was my reality. So trust me, I know how hard, how hellish this life can feel. But we need to not let ourselves taken over by the wicked. The one mistake I started a bit doing again when I was a Christian, I'll tell you, I struggle a lot with anger in my life, because when you are through stuff, I struggle with anger, unforgiveness, bitterness, and I chose this emotion. I nurtured this emotion. I was living in anger. I was like in myself going and cussing this life, cussing this man who hurt me, instead of like praising, I'm alive, I'm still here, I had something to eat today. I was like keeping myself still mentally in chains, and not forgiving this man. And because I did not forgive this man for many years, and forgiveness is not somebody repenting to you and saying, I'm sorry, forgive me. He never told me sorry. He never, maybe ever in the spirit, or to me at least, acknowledged this or repented or speaks of it. I think he's hiding it, and he's not telling people about it, and he's telling himself it was not as bad as it was. So he's not in repentance mode, and a person does not have to repent his sin for you to forgive them. The forgiveness is not for them. The forgiveness is for you. It's letting them go. So in that sense, I have forgiven him, and now understand, forgive and thou shalt be forgiven. And I believe I'm forgiven for my mistakes, but I did like go a little in the bitterness. We need to stop that, guys. We need to stop. the hate and bitterness and unforgiveness. It's breaking, it's keeping you in chains. It's keeping you in a terrible state, in a way where when you cannot think straight, when you cannot provide for yourself, or like even find the needs to find people to help you. But because even now, as I tell you, if Dima loses his work, he can still not get a welfare. What has been helping us in life, it is incidents like this when good people help us. And when you are bitter, when you're angry, and you are in that like too much PTSD mode, or it's demonic. I'm telling you, I also did this, like saying to people, if I was too angry or like yelled at good people who did not did me wrong, I was like, it's not my fault. I'm sick. I have PTSD. I cannot do anything about it. You have to be nice with me. The stuff people did to me, I started doing to other people. Screaming, like being not nice, and that makes for other people very hard to love you and be nice to you. But there are good people out there who want to help. If you're smiling, if you're kind, I know some days it's hard. It still is for me. But every day is a new day. But since I try to be kind to people, I really think about what Jesus meant when he said he desires mercy, not sacrifice, and love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor, no matter what color, what age, what finances. And actually, even I believe this extends to animals too. When you treat people well and animals, you get good treatment back. The other good people out there will come up, and you will get help. This is not the first time we have received help like that. And if you go in bitterness, if you don't want to look people in the eyes, don't want to smile to them, nobody will ever help you. I have really felt alone in life, really. But since I try to be kind, I also meet kind people who help me. So be kind to every kind. So yeah, but now I'm gonna go, and I hope this video gonna upload, and if not, gonna try later. And I hope tonight or maybe tomorrow, if over the internet and over the I have like a real like vlog that's interesting, not just me yapping around on the way, where Dima also is in it. So see you guys later. Stay blessed. Take care of yourself. One love, everybody. Bye.